Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa coming to you from Chicago, USA. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The Holy See has announced that 15 families have prepared the reflections for the traditional Papal Way of the Cross in Rome's Colosseum on Good Friday, April 15. This year's contemplations address the mundane problems and travails faced by various families. The contemplation begins with that of a young couple who shares their challenges, including witnessing to their friends, failed marriages, their love for each other, and their financial concerns. A Ukrainian and Russian family will read the reflection at the 13th station. Then, as a symbolic gesture of peace and reconciliation, both families will together carry the cross to the next station. The meditations also include reflections from a family with a disabled child, a missionary family, a family with an ill grandparent, a family that runs a foster home, a family with 5 children, a widowed woman with children, a family with a son who is religious, and a family with the loss of a child and a migrant family. The Way of the Cross, or Via Crucis, in the Colosseum began during the pontificate of Pope Benedict XIV in the 18th century, when believers, along with the pontiff, walked on the ground hallowed by the blood of early Christian martyrs. The inspiring real-life movie of a boxer-turned-Catholic priest will reach viewers. Academy Award nominee Mark Wahlberg plays the role of Father Stuart Long in the movie Father Stu, will be released in theaters across the country today. Stuart Long was a prize-winning boxer who later dreamt of becoming big in Hollywood before answering the call of the Lord to become a Catholic priest. It was while trying to win over a Sunday school teacher named Carmen, whose role was played by Mexican star Teresa Ruiz, that the agnostic Stuart began attending church. However, it was a near-fatal motorcycle accident that led him to the priesthood. In spite of a debilitating, incurable illness, he completed his priestly formation and was ordained on December 14, 2007, from his home diocese of Helena. He served as chaplain of a care center from 2010 until his passing on June 9, 2014. Actor-director Mel Gibson and Jackie Weaver play the roles of Stuart's parents in the movie. Watch the exclusive interview with Mark Wahlberg in Shalom World's Beyond the Vision on April 17 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Ukrainian Greek Catholic Major Archbishop Sviatoslav Shevchuk said in a television interview that the real ceasefire in Ukraine will be a total victory for the country when the occupiers are ousted. He said this while answering a question on the possibility of an Easter truce during a live broadcast on Espresso TV channel. His beatitude said that the invaders are not expected to declare a truce on Easter, as they do not have a sense of sanctity for the holy day. He justified his statement, citing the atrocities committed by Russian troops in Kiev, Chernihiv, Sumy, and how they treat churches, saying that the invaders do not even deserve to be called Christians. The major archbishop also said earlier that when they tried to declare a ceasefire in Donbass during Easter and Christmas, the enemies did not respect it. Global news agency Reuters has reported that the Vatican is closely scrutinizing the possibility of extending the apostolic visit of Pope Francis to Lebanon by including a Jerusalem visit to meet his Russian Orthodox counterpart. The report says that the visit in June could lead to a meeting between Pope Francis and Patriarch Kirill of the Moscow Patriarchate. If the meeting happens, it will be the second after they first met in Cuba in 2016, the first of its kind since the Great Schism in 1054. Citing sources, the report mentions that the Pope might fly to Amman in Jordan on June 14 after his 2-day visit to Lebanon and have a meeting with Patriarch Kirill. After returning from his 2-day apostolic visit to Malta on April 3rd, His Holiness has indicated that he hoped to meet the Patriarch somewhere in the Middle East. Meanwhile, on Sunday, April 10th, Patriarch Kirill urged Russians to rally around the authorities of Moscow continues with its what it calls a special military operation in Ukraine. The new U.S. ambassador to the Holy See officially began his term on Monday, April 11th, after presenting his letter of credentials in an audience with Pope Francis. Following the meeting, the new envoy, Joseph Donnelly, said, quote, "As U.S. ambassador to the Holy See, I will do all I can to ensure that the United States and the Vatican work together to advance human rights and dignity," end quote. Donnelly was appointed as the 12th ambassador of the United States to the Holy See on January 24th and was confirmed by the United States Senate in February. Born in New York, he is of Irish descent, who represented Indiana's 2nd Congressional District in the House from 2007 to 2013 and has served as a U.S. Senator from 2013 to 2019. The major responsibility of the ambassador will be to act as a liaison between the Holy See and the U.S. government and foster greater ties. Diplomatic relations between both nations was first established by Pope St. John Paul II and then U.S. President Ronald Reagan on January 10, 1984. In the U.S. state of Alabama, Governor Kay Ivey has signed a bill that prohibits puberty-blocking drugs for minors. Prescribing such medicine or hormones to transgender people under the age of 19 is now a felony with up to 10 years in jail sentence. The legislation also prevents gender transition surgeries, despite the explanation of doctors that such procedures are not done on minors. The bill was signed on Friday, April 8th, one day after lawmakers passed the legislation. The governor also signed a bill that bans elementary school teachers from discussing gender identity and sexual orientation in school. Alabama has become the 2nd state in the U.S. to bring a ban on gender-affirming care for minors and the first to impose penalties. A federal judge has blocked a similar move by Arkansas that would have prohibited doctors from prescribing such medications. The prayers and fasting of pro-lifers worldwide who actively took part in the 40 Days of Life campaign from Ash Wednesday, March 2nd, until April 10th has saved the lives of 455 unborn babies. The prayer campaign took place in more than 588 cities across 41 countries. Hundreds of anti-abortion activists gathered outside various abortion facilities to pray, fast, and offer counseling to visiting women and staff during these 40 days as pro-lifers across the U.S. eagerly await the Supreme Court's verdict on the constitutionality of the Mississippi fetal heartbeat law, which could possibly overturn Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion across the U.S. in 1973. Since the campaign began in 2007, 20,786 babies have been saved from being killed in the womb, and 114 abortion clinics have been shut down. In addition, 229 abortion center employees have abandoned their jobs and became pro-life defenders. Bishop Robert J. McManus of the Diocese of Worcester in Massachusetts has informed the College of the Holy Cross that he will not be taking part in the commencement in May. This comes after the prelate demanded that the Nativity School of Worcester stop displaying the pennants of Black Lives Matter and Pride movement, as per the report of the Telegram and Gazette. The report says that the college spokesperson has confirmed that the bishop will not be attending the ceremony on May 27th. Bishop McManus has demanded that the flags be removed, as this contrasts with a consistent Catholic teaching. In a statement, the bishop said that Black Lives Matter flag has at times, quote, been co-opted by some factions, which also instill broad brush distrust of police and those entrusted with enforcing our laws, end quote. When it comes to flying the pride flag, the prelate said that they are in stark contrast to the consistent church teaching that sacramental marriage is between a man and a woman. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.